everyone, and welcome back to the Roger channel. And guys, I am very excited right now because we're about to review a brand new toy lineup here on the channel. That being none other than the Star Wars Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper Disguise model kit figure from Blokees. So guys, I've been seeing a lot of videos and things like that based around this toy company known as Blokees, and it's been skyrocketing like crazy. And when I heard that they were incorporating Star Wars into their toy lineup, you know I had to get it. So right here, you can see in this massive box, this is a model kit. I do not know what is inside other than, you know, the little plastic little pieces and things like that, like the little pegs that they usually come with in your typical model kits. But I am really excited right now. This is my first time ever owning, you know, any of their products, and thankfully I came across it. So yeah, this one especially, the Luke Skywalker one, caught my attention just because of the overall look, and you can basically see that in the front of this box. So taking a look at it, of course you get this massive picture of the figure, which is Luke Skywalker in his Stormtrooper disguise. It has this holographic background featuring the Empire logo or insignia in the background. You get the Star Wars logo, the Blokees logo, a bunch of different things, warnings, and also it's showing that you do not need any tools, glue, or anything like that. Everything is able to be, you know, built from these kits without using any other type of tool or things like that. So that's really nice. On this side, we have another shot of Luke. On this side, we have another shot of Luke as well, featuring his name. And then in the back, it shows us a really nice sort of like overview of the character in general, the way that you're able to put them together piece by piece. And from the looks of it, he also comes with different sort of like accessories, which we will be taking a look at. Here's the bottom with the barcodes, and up on top we have another awesome shot of Luke. But I'll go ahead and open up the box right here, take a look at the, you know, items inside, and we'll get to building. So I open up the box, and inside we have lots of baggies right here. So here are the little sort of like plastic trays with the pieces and things like that. Comes with quite a bit of things. Here's the one with the head, and we have an instruction manual to go off of it. Very nice. Oh, cool. So there we are. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and take out all the pieces, things like that, from the little plastic baggies. Build the pieces separately, how it shows right here, you know, to this point. We're going to put them together, and we'll go from there. So I'll catch you guys in a few minutes. Alright, guys. I know I said I was going to build them on camera, but I got way too excited. Check him out. This is probably one of the coolest things I've built. I've built one model kit, you know, before. Unfortunately, it wasn't on camera, but I built a Boba Fett from Bandai. But this was on a totally different level. It wasn't just easy, but it was fun. I really enjoyed, you know, actually building this figure from the ground up. It came with quite a bit of pieces, but in the end, it looks amazing. I love the attention to detail they have on Luke. Just the overall everything. And yeah, this is really shocking for it being a newer toy line, things like that. Check out like the, you know, the whole face in general. I love the printing on Luke. It looks kind of anime, a little bit like, I don't know, like an animated style version of Luke. And I really like that. It's really cool. I love how they got the likeness of Mark Hamill and things like that. And just judging by the overall face printing, Yeah, that was a winner for me. The head itself is made of like different components. So like the hair, is made of a looser plastic. It almost has like this like skull sort of like feature, similar to like a SH Figart type of Figma character, with the face plates and things like that. So it's really cool getting to see that you can, switch up the figure in so many different ways. And of course, this isn't the only look that Luke can go with. So you can actually take off the head from the peg. He comes with a Stormtrooper helmet that also is built from the ground up. You can click it on there super easily and check that out. Now you have a Stormtrooper. And whether you're using this head or any type of other head, the articulation is really smooth. He does have a joint at the neck, movement at the top of the head. Get plenty of movement right there. But yeah, the armor plating as well. I love how it's like this super clean detail to it. No sort of like, wear and tear or things like that. So again, really awesome. Luke does feature two different ball joints, one being in the upper waist and the lower waist, so you get plenty of movement and things like that. The arms as well, they feature tons of movement right there. They are able to go all the way around. Butterfly joints as well. And these are not, separate accessories, things like that. There's actually multiple ways to pose Luke with these sort of like hand accessories. So you can have them dual wielding or have the blaster separate, which I will be talking about right here. There are tons of awesome sort of like features that these characters have. So yeah, it looks incredible. The waist is very impressive, especially in the belt. So this is probably one of the coolest things so far as well, is the belt has so many different like features, things like that you're able to equip. This belt in general, it has the long holster to fit the blaster in there, so that is really cool. And it's also made of a looser plastic, which I like. The leg joints as well are very impressive as well. He's able to go into a full-on split. He has swivels at the thighs. The knee joints bend almost over a kneeling position right here. And the feet are pretty much like SH Figuarts. You're able to, move them around with that rock wrinkle, but they also have movement in the toes, which I like. And then checking out some of the sort of like accessories slash body parts that you can also add on. He does come with multiple hands. I believe there's like a total of 8 hands in general, and they are doing different things from holding blasters to sort of like doing different gestures, things like that. There's even some, like this one in particular, with the peg, where you can actually place it to hold the Stormtrooper helmet. And this is probably one of the most, simple yet shocking pieces. You get an alternative belt, which does not feature a holster and things like that, but instead, yes, finally, after all these years of me explaining on every type of trooper that this grenade piece can come off, Blokees did it. We won, guys. Look at this. The grenade comes off. We won. Finally. When I built this piece, I was so blown away because finally a toy company, as far as like, not Black Series or the Vintage Collection, but it had to be Blokees that actually listened to the fans, or at least me. Because I have always, you guys know, if you've been here long enough on the channel, that I always explain that this grenade piece does come off. And every time the Black Series does it, it never comes off until now. Not only that, but you also get to build a small mouse droid. And also, it doesn't show well on my hand, but it does roll. It has little wheels right here. And this is so fun to build. You basically get one half of the droid, place the antennas, collapse it, and you put the wheels, and there it is. This is such a cool add-on. And that's not even the coolest part. They actually include a stand to place Luke on. And you know the cool part? It actually, let's see here, it actually swivels like a lazy Susan right here. So you can, put him on a stand and have him like go around. Also, there's these pegs. You get this foot piece, remove the foot plate, and place this in its place right here by just attaching it. And now you can have Luke on the stand and pose him in many different poses. But this, guys, is definitely a step up from other toy companies. And I am very excited to own this figure finally and talk about it right now in the overview. So now, heading into the overview of this video, I am blown away right now. This has to be one of the coolest figures I've built and reviewed. For it coming from a newer company, my expectations were kind of like in the middle. I was both 50-50 on what to expect, but now it's definitely raised the bar for me. Everything about this figure and the entire build is worth every penny, and I'm being serious about that. You are basically getting a really high quality figure that you built. It is a model kit, so everything that you're seeing here, you can do it yourself as well when you buy this. You also get, of course, the beautiful stand to go alongside Luke. You get the smaller mouse droid to go alongside him, tons of different accessories, hands, helmet, and the interchangeable belt, of course. So yeah, you're definitely getting your money's worth. And I think what's really cool is seeing that this has now become sort of like with the original trilogy. So I'd love to see where this lineup goes. And I recently saw that they are doing the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, sort of like wave. So yeah, that's definitely really cool to know. And then real quick, before I end the overview, we'll do a quick comparison right here, featuring the Blokees Luke and the Black Series Stormtrooper. I think it's kind of funny and ironic seeing that Luke literally is too short to be a Stormtrooper. So size-wise, isn't too bad. You're looking at probably a 5-inch or 5.5-inch figure compared to the 6-inch lineup that the Black Series offers. So it's not too different as far as the sizing goes, but for what it is a really decent build. You are getting a pretty cool figure in the long run. So what I would do is definitely go and try and find the Blokees lineup at your local stores. My brother thankfully was able to find this version of Luke just out there in the Walmart sort of like collectible section. So definitely check around there and get your hands on one because it is super fun to build. It's very interactive and just overall a fun figure to collect. But yeah, I am really excited to finally review Blokees here on the channel. I had been meaning to get to it a little bit sooner, but thankfully, it all ended up coming alongside just fine. And also, tomorrow, or whenever this video releases on the weekend, we are going to be doing Han. So please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. And also, maybe in the future, I'll be doing more Blokees videos. So if you find this very interesting, please be sure to definitely follow me both here on YouTube by subscribing, following me up on Instagram, and liking the video for more content. And I'll catch you all on the next one.